Out
please.
of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
If you're thinking about investing in platinum and palladium, read this first. It's important. Hi, this is Mike Maloney, and I've got Jeff Clark, the Senior Precious Metals Analyst at GoldSilver.com, on the line with me. And he just finished an article asking, why doesn't GoldSilver.com sell platinum and palladium? So we're going to talk about that article. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great, Mike. I'm really enjoying these conversations with you.
Yeah, brilliant article here. We haven't touched on this topic for quite a while. But when I started GoldSilver.com, I only used to sell a few products, and they were basically the products that I buy and the reason that we only carried those was the reason that I bought those particular products. And I've never sold platinum or palladium. And this article shows why, but it's uncovered even more reasons why. It's an excellent article. So tell me a little bit about the process of doing this and any revelations that you may have had when you were doing the research and having the charts made and so on.
So I started getting some questions from customers asking why we don't offer platinum and palladium. In fact, I've had them, fairly regularly since I came on board here at Gold Silver. And it's a fair question because platinum and palladium are both precious metals, just like gold and silver, because their occurrence in the Earth's crust is rare. In fact, platinum is actually even more rare than gold. And the word platinum in Spanish means little silver. And platinum and palladium even look like silver. So it's a fair question to ask why we don't offer these things. So I thought it was about time that I just myself personally dive into it. And I think, as probably a lot of people know, one of the things about platinum and palladium is their use is overwhelmingly industrial. And you can see from that chart in there, the industrial use of all the major commodities versus gold. And you can see that gold's industrial use is very small and that platinum and palladium's industrial use is very high. So obviously, if something has exposure to the industrial world, that their prices are going to be, highly tied to the economy, economic health, and things like that. And then if you scroll down, you'll see, well, how much investment demand actually goes into platinum and palladium. Well, you can see for gold, it's over 40%. And for platinum and palladium, the investment demand, and this is based on 2018 data, by the way, I don't say that in the article, but as of last year, only about 2.5% of platinum and palladium, both of their use, their total use, went toward investment. So when people, investors don't buy platinum and palladium as investment vehicles very much at all. In fact, demand for both of those, in spite of the palladium price rising substantially over the past year or so, they're still not buying it very much, whether it's bullion or ETFs. Investment demand overall for both metals has been in decline for a number of years now.
Yeah, people don't realize when you talk about platinum, people think, oh, platinum, it's rarer than gold. But it's basically just a catalyst. It's an industrial metal, and palladium even more so. And you mentioned that in here. And there's going to be a decline in the demand for catalysts in the future. I've been driving Teslas since 2011. And I just love electric cars. You could not pry my electric cars out of my hands. And they don't need any catalysts. And that's the main use for platinum and palladium, correct?
That's right. Almost exclusively, they are used in catalytic converters for automobiles and trucks. There are some other industrial uses that they have, but almost exclusively in catalytic converters. Platinum is more often used in diesel engines, and palladium is more often used in gasoline engines. But you're right, as the world goes more electric, especially the automotive industry, they're just not going to need platinum and palladium because they don't use PGMs. Hybrid vehicles do, but electric cars do not. And also, palladium has gotten more expensive, so it's actually kind of vulnerable right now. Even though there is currently a supply crunch going on in that industry, it is vulnerable because the price has gotten so high that a lot of analysts are saying, look, we're going to have to look at substituting palladium with platinum. So its use could even fall here in the near future.
Yeah, well, one of the things that you show in here, if platinum and palladium are almost exclusively industrial metals, if they're being used in catalysts and so on for cars, when there's a global slowdown, a worldwide recession, there's going to be less cars produced. Thus, there's less demand for platinum and palladium. And you created some charts of their performance during recessions. And it's pretty dismal. And it really proves the point that they are not money. They're not a safe haven asset. They're an industrial asset. I've been saying that they're not money for years. And this shows it. You proved it. So I love these charts.
And during recessions, that's one of the biggest risks to the average investor is, what happens to your investments during a recession. Well, so I went back and looked at every recession since the early 1970s. How did platinum and palladium each do during all the major recessions? And yeah, you can see from the chart that platinum does have a fairly dismal performance record during recessions itself. And then we did the same thing with palladium. We looked at that, and that's a little bit better. But again, overall, it clearly shows that it's not a safe haven asset during recessions itself. So platinum and palladium are really not likely, at least historically, to protect you during recession.
Yeah. And so you also show what they do during market crashes. But, gold in recessions has been very, very good. But your market crash chart is something I haven't seen before either. And this incorporates more than just like the 1987, 2000, and 2008 market crash. This incorporates even the small crashes that are sort of cyclical things.
These are the biggest crashes in the S&P since the 1970s. So how did gold, silver, platinum, and palladium perform during the biggest stock market crashes? Well, you can see all the green with gold. There's only one red bar. And by the way, that one red bar when gold did crash along with the S&P was right after its biggest bull market in modern history. So it's not surprising that gold did cool off after its biggest bull market. You can see the story is mixed on silver. Sometimes it does well, sometimes it does not. But the yellow bars, by the way, under the silver column mean that even though the return was negative, it was greater than platinum or palladium. So that's what the yellow means. And then look at all the red with platinum and palladium. I mean, just a dismal performance during stock market crashes. And that makes sense when you think about it, because platinum and palladium are industrial metals, mostly in vehicles. So if the economy slows, vehicle sales will slow, which means platinum and palladium demand would slow and the price thus sell off. So it all makes sense when you think about it. The message is pretty clear. Platinum and palladium are not going to protect you during recessions, and they're probably going to fall during stock market crashes. At least they have historically.
Yeah, for years and years, when people would ask me this, my answer was always, platinum and palladium have never been money. They aren't money now, and they will never be money. And the public is not going to rush toward palladium in a stock market crash. And you have absolutely proven my point here. That's the reason I love this article, is because there's finally this evidence that's in print with charts and data and stuff supporting exactly what I've been saying for years, and my decision not to carry platinum and palladium on GoldSilver.com. So I think we should wrap this up now. I want to thank you for the time and for this wonderful article, and I think people should follow the link and go and read this article, because it's really, if you're thinking about investing in platinum and palladium, read this first. It's important. Any last thing you want to say, Jeff?
I think the thing I would say is we're not necessarily saying that platinum and palladium might not rise in certain circumstances. They very well could. Palladium is up because there is a little mini supply crunch going on there. What we're saying is that history shows very clearly, as you succinctly stated, that gold and silver are the safer bets. They are money. They are what the mainstream investor will turn to en masse when the time comes, and it's not platinum and palladium. And that's why we are invested in gold and silver.
Right. In the coming crisis, there's a saying, and I don't know who said it originally, but gold is the money of kings, silver is the money of the common man, and debt is the money of slaves. So I want to thank everybody for listening. If you got anything from this video, please like it, share it, give it that little thumbs up, click the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to TV people, internet people. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know, and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to, and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep.
Hi there, Greg.